Solaria the Monster Carver, daughter of Skywind, Queen of Hours, sister to Justin the Uncalculated, and mother to Eclipsa, Queen of Darkness. Solaria lived her life with one single goal: to eradicate each and every monster that tarnished the wonderful land of Muni, believing that monsters were better off dead than alive, and thus her actions were an act of mercy. To do this, she came up with many, many inhumane methods, with her chapter in the Book of Spells explaining in intricate detail how to kill each and every one of the monster species. Even a single scratch with her Solarian sword would soon overwhelm anything that was touched by it and kill them. Her Solarian warrior program, which by combining 3 powerful spells created warriors that were nearly invincible and strong, warriors that could overcome any monster, and yet doing so would often cost them their sanity. And finally, there is the spell with no name, a destructive, horrific, terrifying spell which she believed could wipe monsters off the face of Muni once and for all. Yet despite this sadistic nature to her, there was one thing she truly did care about: Eclipsa, her one and only daughter. Eclipsa's father is believed to be Alphonse the Worthy, but Solaria never believed in having a king, as they only served to keep up appearances, and so it's likely that she never married the man, choosing to raise Eclipsa on her own, even carrying her into battle with her. But despite having such a close relationship with her daughter, she clearly did not know her. She did not see how she came to love the very monsters that her mother attempted time and time again to eliminate. And later on, when she interrupted a date between Eclipsa and Globgor, she believed that the monster was attempting to murder her own daughter and attempted to kill him. She was later slain in a monster ambush, and her will decreed that Eclipsa would marry King Shastakan. An ironic move given how little worth she gave to kings, but this was likely done not only to strengthen the relationships with the Spiderbite family, but to protect her daughter from whatever desire she might have with monsters, and from being exploited by those very monsters. This plan would ultimately backfire and result in her daughter being crystallized for hundreds or thousands of years. We next see Solaria in the grandmother room, as Star calls it, as Star's tapestry is finished and it depicts her plans to end magic once and for all. Solaria is seen staring at Star with rage and anger, likely from Star's plan to make peace with monsters. And thus, when we next see her in the realm of magic, as Eclipsa, Star, Moon, and Meteora are about to end it once and for all, Eclipsa uses her wings to block her view of her mother. Not only because she's angry at her mother for the horrible, horrible things she did to monsters throughout her entire life, but also because Eclipsa is afraid of seeing her mother look at her with disappointment and anger for her decisions to marry a monster, to have a monster child of her own. And yet, despite this, when Mina arrives to put an end to the queens, Solaria doesn't encourage her. She doesn't cheer her on. She doesn't give her a knowing smile telling her she is right. She looks at her with disdain and disgust. She looks at her with anger because, despite all of her hatred for monsters, her love for her daughter is stronger. And she is outraged that Mina would attempt to go against her daughter, that she would attempt to murder the one person in this world that she truly cared about. To me, this was honestly one of the saddest scenes in the finale. Mina just begging for help and Solaria doing nothing. Solaria accepting that her program, what she had done in her life, was wrong. And thus the final shot we get of Solaria the Monster Carver is her warmly looking down at her half-monster granddaughter, accepting her for who she is and accepting the path that Eclipsa has taken. In a sense, this is her redemption. Her realizing her mistakes of the past and encouraging the next generation to do things better, to move forward, to make peace between munis and monsters. There is no way to make up for all the horrible atrocities that she committed, but The best she can do for now is to encourage the next generation, to tell her daughter that she was right and that she believes in the Muni that she is attempting to create. Thus ends the chapter of Solaria the Monster Carver, once the most feared and vicious warrior in all of Muni, now just a simple grandmother looking down her daughter and telling her Muni rests on her shoulders now, and that she must lead it as she sees fit, and in a way apologizing for all that she put her daughter through. Thus we come to the end of Solaria the Mother.